Insecure, I'm trying to eat as soon as you hit the door. You the chili, the pom-poms on the floor, right? Hey.
Briana Marie, the cut crease queen, yeah. She got what you need, yeah. You know what I mean, yeah. Briana Marie, the go-to stylist. Treat you like a diamond. Everything is love with Briana Marie.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, your girl Briana Marie, and you are tuning into the face part of the basics series. And y'all, face did not come to play. It served, it blended, and like I tell y'all every time I do these series, the face just eats. Like, I just know that I'm coming to the battle, and it's hurt. You obviously clicked here for a reason. I don't want to keep y'all long in this intro. I want to keep it going, and I want y'all to see exactly how to achieve a bomb face. Like, if y'all follow these steps to the T, y'all face will be just like this. If y'all want to see how to just follow this application, keep on. Welcome back to another video. It is me, your girl Briana Marie, and you're tuning into another episode of the basic series. I'm going to be showing you step by step on how to do your face. Very simple, very easy, just an easy way to do it. So let's get right into it. So you want to start off with a fresh washed face, probably even shaved for a better application, but my face is not shaved, but you can still do these same steps while having an unshaved face. First step is you already want your face washed and primed with all your skincare products, ready for the other steps to be applied. So after all of that's done, the steps next are applying your moisturizer. I don't really know too much about like specific moisturizers. All I know is some that I use, like Bobbi Brown Enrichment Face Base, Tula Hydration Cream. These are just to put hydration back into the face and also to make the application go on smoother, because you don't want to put makeup on a dry face. Even though you put your skincare products on, you're going to go back in with even more hydration. All that it's going to do is going to soak up into your skin anyway. So we want to apply as much mattifying creams, a setting spray. We want to really have that face prepped so that you can apply your foundation the correct way. First primer that I'm going to go in with is this Watermelon Glow Pink Juice. This is a moisturizer, y'all. Let me back up because it looks too light. This is a moisturizer, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on my face. Okay, just go ahead and apply this to rub this in. I want to use this today because normally I use my Tula, and I think I'm going to use the Tula, but I want to use this first, and I want to use my Tula for hydration. This next step, I'm out of this, y'all. It's my 24 hour ultra hydration. And I want to go ahead and put this on, and I just want to put the hydration back into the skin. Second to last step, after everything dries down just a little bit, you're going to go ahead and take your mattifying primer. Any mattifying primer that you have, put it in your pore area, whether you have pores or not. I have pores, and I need to go get a facial so they can get smaller. They will never go away. Pores will never go away. They will only get smaller, okay? This is going to basically kind of minimize those pores and also mattify that area, depending on what primer you have. Let it dry. So I only want to put it in the pore area. You can put it on your T-zone area or wherever you get oily. Go ahead and set all of that in with this Grip, Set, and Refresh spray. So this is going to actually grip that foundation. Or you can use the Milk Hydro Grip, but I'm going to use the spray. I actually changed my routine because I wasn't doing it like this, but I feel like this is the best way that it works to get that flawless application. How long is skin prep eating though? I keep saying every time I do these series videos, like the skin eats out. Just eats, y'all. I promise you. It don't be looking like this sometimes when I do my tutorials. But let's go ahead. I digress. We have the Patrick Ta foundation that I bought recently, and then we also have House Labs. I've been mixing these two together because I think this one, I don't know if this is hydrating. The House Labs is in medium deep cool, $5.95. Then this one is in 24 neutral, and then I'm just gonna mix those together and we're going to go ahead and apply this on our face. Up to you whether you want to use a beauty blender or a brush. A beauty blender is going to pack it on to where it's like a more natural finish, and then a brush is going to pack that on. Okay, so I'm more of a pack that on type of girl, and I want to use a brush. And then you can use a brush and then take your beauty blender and tap some of that excess off, so you can actually do both. But I'm going to do the brush because I like the most coverage out of my foundation. Now I do have hyperpigmentation and acne scars, so I do like to cover most of that, but it's not bad. It's not that bad. Y'all know my skin when it was real bad. It's not that bad. Okay. All right, Kenzie. Now over time, you will get a little bit of shine through your foundation with these, even though you powdered down. You're still going to get some type of glow peeking through, especially if you don't powder the way I powder. You're definitely going to get some glow through there. So if I was you, if you have oily skin, I would stay away from these. Maybe not the house lab, but definitely the Patrick Ta. But yeah, these are the foundations right here. And let's talk about foundations. Now when it comes to foundations, I like to kind of color towards my neck, but then at the same time my face is darker than my neck. So I'm the type of person that highlights bright, and I don't want neck area to match my foundation, if that makes sense. So everything that I put on my face, I want to balance out. Now if I was to do a soft beat and it was just like, well, like a finish that I don't want a lot on, I will match to my neck completely and just add a neutral concealer, like as far as deeper than I usually go, and powder with the correct tones. But I want to show you how I do it my way. So yeah, let's go ahead and apply the foundations. I already know my shades. So I'm just going to go ahead and start applying this on. Now when matching, don't ever put it on your face when you're in the store. Go ahead and swatch the foundation towards the neck area. That's what you want to do, because you want everything to match coming from the neck or the chest. And I just basically take it in increments, y'all, and apply it. Now you don't have to apply this much to do dots, but me, I am a full coverage girly, so I'm going to apply on the sides of my nose, underneath my nose, and I never put my foundation under my face unless that's the look I'm going for, but I'm adding concealer, so out. Sometimes I don't like going in while it's like super wet and I just put it on. I like for it to dry down just a tad bit and then go ahead and start tapping everything out. Also, don't forget to drag it down the neck. I don't care how. If it's like dark, I always take my foundations one shade darker than me. Look at that. This combination, look at that glow. It just looks so good. I try to avoid the cracks in the corners of my nose because it just don't look right. It just looks stupid. And going back to the foundation, when you're choosing the foundation, it should like melt into your neck. That's how you know it's the perfect color. Have it melt into your neck, and if you don't even see the color and if it's like disappeared, that's your perfect match. All right, so look at my skin, y'all. Don't it look healthy? For concealer, I like to go either 1 to 2 shades lighter. Sometimes with me, I like to go 3, but realistically 1 shade lighter from your skin tone, but I go 3 shades lighter, and that's because I like a brighter highlight. It's for the aesthetics for me. It all balanced out, and I only put it in the corner of my under eyes. Concealer anywhere else is going to be 1 to 2 shades lighter, and everything is going to balance out, and that's why I go dark with my foundation, so everything can blend in evenly. I want to go ahead and take the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chestnut Cookie. I got butterscotch too, y'all. See? So y'all see how bright that is? But just a little bit. Then I go in with chestnut and all the other areas. So right here, I just like that. So you see this one is not so bright versus from the other one. And this one is like 1 shade lighter, 1 to 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, I would say. Yeah. And then I want to go actually out because I want my face more elongated. Then I blend it down. Going out this way is going to make your face look more lifted. Now, I'm not really a tech with knowing the placement of concealers. I just know I do this at the air all the time, and it works for me, okay? I'm a self-taught makeup artist. That I know, I teach y'all. You don't have to add that much. You don't have to add that much concealer. I just OD. This is the placement, and this is exactly how you want to have your concealer. Just like, you really don't need a lot. I used to OD sometimes, especially back then, and you really don't need that much. Now, you're gonna let your concealer sit. The only reason I say don't put the concealer on and start taking your brush and going in and tapping it is because you want that concealer to set. And depending on which concealer you use, because some concealers dry fast where you automatically have to put it on and start dapping it, go ahead and do so. But for those concealers that take time, go ahead and let that sit. Just like I was saying with the foundation, you don't want to go ahead and put it on and start tapping extra fast. Just let it kind of settle in just a little bit and then start tapping it out. Some stuff can be too wet, just like eyeshadow base. You don't want to go ahead and start tapping it in. Just wait, just let it sit a little bit. Don't rush the process. You have to have time for this. I like to sit. I am going to spray my face to kind of like reactivate it just a little bit. And then I want to start tapping it in. You can either choose between a beauty blender. Again, you can have a whole beauty blender face. And you have your brush where it's going to pack on the most coverage. I like to use a brush, and this is a setting brush from Real Techniques. And I like to go ahead and just tap it in at first, then I go on my big blender. So I honestly like to use both because concealer can be thick sometimes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tap, and it's okay to tap this concealer on the side of your nose. We're gonna tap out the lighter concealer first, so that when you do spread this concealer out, it's gonna automatically spray it over. So we didn't already use that one side. Now I'm going to flip it, and we're going to go ahead and use this side. This looks good, and I'm going, oh, sit. I'm telling you, I always do that. Over here, just gonna go right there. Sometimes I like to go over here to connect it, but sometimes I don't want to do that. This right here to have a little light. You're going to basically hit the areas where the highlight is pointing. The highlight in your face, like your natural glow, and that is where I place my concealer. Typically under the eye, on the chin area, also on the chin area, and also the forehead. This brush. You can use your beauty blender or your brush with this, but I just go ahead and take my brush, and you see how you blended that out. You want to basically go ahead and take your foundation brush and blend out the edges, basically like you would do contour. I'm gonna go ahead and start the nose. My two favorite sticks to contour with are these. Now this one is discontinued. Oh my god, I'm so sad. This is the ColourPop Faux Filter foundation in the shade Deep Dark 210C. I love it because it's warm. I love a warm contour. Well, I'm gonna just say bronzer stick. I'm gonna call this bronzer because that's what it is. It's not a contour stick. I just use that as contour stick because normally, like back then, that's what we called it. But this is bronzer. Basically, I bronze. I don't contour because contour is way darker than bronzer. So when you're contouring, you're gonna use a shade that's like concealer, 2 to 3 shades darker. This is more warmer, so you want to use something on the warmer side when it comes to bronzer. I only bronze, I don't contour. And if I do contour, I'll bronze and then take a contour that's darker to kind of deepen those cheeks to let the cheekbones sit up a little higher. And I might do that today. And it just all depends on you. Like, what do you like when it comes to doing your makeup? Like, do you like that look, or do you just like something soft? Just a quick bronzer and bronzer powder, and that's it. Just simple and basic. The liquid blusher today, and also this on the nose, the sides of the nose, because I like to do that. I like to go on with this blusher. This is from Mitchell in Chocolate Charm. Now normally I used to suck in and find the indent, but that's too low for me. I like to put it to where I know that my cheekbones is going to sit up. So right above that line goes here, right above it, like basically where my concealer sits, just like that. And this is going to have your cheeks sitting pretty, like high and pretty. So to blend this out, I want to take any flat top foundation brush, start blending this upward, never down, upwards into the concealer. Make sure the tip of the brush is indented to where it's lined. You know that we blended the bronzer into the concealer area. So you see how the bronzer and the concealer has this line right here? You don't want that, okay? So that's why it's important to just sit back and look at what you're doing. Simply take that beauty blender and pounce that line away. You want it to be, everything to be flushed. You want everything to be seamless. I'm about to do my nose, and then we're gonna go ahead and get to liquid blush. I like liquid blush. I'm gonna tell you exactly where to place it. I just took a line down the bridge of my nose using chestnuts. I told you the only place I go in with cookie is underneath the eyes because I just want a bright highlight. Now I'm about to go ahead and take this, and I like to use an angle brush. Now you necessarily don't have to do this, but I like to do it this way. I like to take that angle brush and kind of define my nose. Take it and define it, and then I like to go in my brow area. I mean, that's why some people like to do their face first, because they don't want to blend that into their shadow. I don't have a problem because I always go back in if I want to correct it, but you know, that's makeup. That's what it's called, makeup. See how it's coming along, okay? I take a brush like this, and I always blend out the contour with a bronzer side first. So this is a Real Techniques 301. The sides of my nose and go outward. I'm gonna go outward with this without really touching the concealer, the white part of the shadow. And also too, when I do my shadow, that's exactly why I come in the front with that brown, because everything else is going to blend together anyway. And the same with this side. And then that's exactly why I take this in my brows. Then take that brush again that I use for my concealer and go down the bridge of my nose like so, and just tap. To redefine that shape, you're going to go back in with that brush, and you're going to pinch the sides of where you were pinching at before. I know you're probably sick of this mirror. eye surgery is coming, y'all. I'm waiting on my date. And that is how you do the nose. For liquid blush, I'm gonna go ahead and take Rare Beauty Joy and Grateful right in the back, and then Grateful in the front. Place it right below, right above the contour, and then right by the concealer. Joy, place it in the front. A little bit on the nose. Go ahead, let that blush sit a little bit, and then you're gonna take your beauty blender, or you're gonna take a brush. Brush is gonna pack more on. A beauty blender is gonna take more off. I want more on. I'm gonna go ahead and tap that out first. Now you can go in circles. This brush is just a brush from the TikTok shop. Now, and I like it 'cause it's small. Once again, you're gonna take your beauty blender, tap it to get rid of the line of demarcation. And before setting this, I like to go ahead and take a dab on Cookie. I'm blending out one eye and we're gonna set it with powder. My favorite powder for the under eye to go in with is the Maybelline Fit Me Just Loose powder. I like all of them. I have all the colors, but this is the one I use. I'm almost hit a pin. I think I got another one. I'm not sure. I like to use light medium 20, y'all. When I say the smoothest powder, drugstore powder, I don't even think it's a drugstore anymore because I've been using it so much and it's just like, okay, and no, it's not drugstore powder. And also too, I like my Too Faced Born This Way powder. Y'all, that powder is super smooth too. Like, when I say smooth, smooth. We let this sit. I'm gonna come back so we can blend, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set to my under eye. I like to use these. These are triangle powder puffs. You can use these for your clients, but I like to use these because they get right under there, under the eye. And the reason I'm doing one eye at a time is because I don't want to crease. And this is another thing too. Make sure you are not creasing under the eyes before you set. How smooth that under eye is, I just blended that under eye out and set it. Okay, like set it. You want to get that powder on the tip of the powder puff. The powder puff should look like this. If you have natural creases, they're going to show, but if you look up, they are not going to be there, if that makes sense. You can't help that unless you get like fillers. So I do not put that powder anywhere else. I put Fit Me only under the eye. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my Too Faced, and this is a medium translucent, and put this in all the other areas. Also too like to put it above my brow where all that concealer is. I don't like to see anything left. We already have an oily base foundation on already. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to powder my whole face using a darker powder. Le Mercier Dark Deep. And I take a powder puff and I just start pouncing this on. You don't have to do all this, but I do it because I like to ensure that my face is matte. I don't like a super oily face. How you seeing your foundation at first, but then when you start putting the powders on, it start getting bright. And that's why I sometimes I like to use darker powder. I want one darker than this. That makes sense. face is smooth. I powdered and everything. So the next step is to bronze. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bronze with Morphe. I haven't used this in a long time, but I did use it recently. To bring the color and the warmness back in my face, I'm going to go ahead and use Morphe Phantom Bronzer. I want to use a angle brush because this is going to get right into that cheek. So I want to go ahead and make sure it's coated. And I want to take the tip of that brush and start to, and don't worry if it gets on top, of blush, that's okay. Just didn't do that. I really haven't picked up this bronzer. So now you can start like carving your cheeks out and stuff, but I'm not gonna do all that. I don't need to necessarily do all that. I'm gonna go ahead and powder my nose area, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish the under eye off camera. Well, I got a tutorial on this. And here, y'all, we're almost done with the face. I'm gonna go ahead and take Juvia's Place blush. I haven't took Juvia's Place blush in a long time. This is the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette. I want to take this Morphe 436 brush and tap both of these together on top of that contour area. Make sure you're taking your time applying the blush. Remember, when we apply the liquid blush, we have to go back in because we don't want that line. So you want to go ahead and swirl it first, and then you're gonna start like tapping that area so that it won't have any lines of demarcation. So I'm gonna go ahead and finalize this face with some continuous setting spray to basically lock in everything and to get rid of the powder. So final steps, and this is just basically to lock everything in so it can stay matte all day. I typically use a Morphe matte spray, but I'm gonna use this one for now because the top be acting crazy. Last step to put color back into my face is adding powder. You want to add color back into your face using a pressed powder. I want to use the shade NW50. Everything you do, tap, never drag. So I totally forgot to highlight down the nose. I'm going to go ahead and use my Posh Medics. Y'all remember this? No, just a tiny bit. And then go down the bridge of the nose. I'm going to go back in with the brush that I contour my nose with. Clean up the sides. And that's how you do your nose contour. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this look up. I'm going to come back today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this tutorial. I really hope that y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Press that bell notification down below to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to press that bell right next to it, because if you don't, you won't get notified from me. And who doesn't? You subscribe for a reason. So if you click that bell next to it, you will get all notifications from me anytime that I upload. Okay? You get to send this to your mom, your cousin, sister, brother, baby daddy. That didn't even sound right. Don't forget to go. I don't care who it is. Go send it. But until then, I will see you guys on my next tutorial. Bye, y'all.